Hi guys, good friend of mine named Craig Matthews. He loaned me this idod, autodod, whatever you want to call the darn thing. And first thing I can say is it's pretty impressive. But oh boy, there's a lot of work to setting this thing up. Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time, about 3 hours. I mean, I've never owned one. I don't have any instructions. The only thing I've seen is a couple of videos. And so for me to just sit here and tinker with it and try to get the stop set up, the blades installed, everything set to where it's cutting and working perfectly. The feed seems to be right, and it's actually cutting at the right depth and stopping at the right time. It really, honestly, it took me 3 hours to get this thing working, and it was all put together. That's not without, I mean, it was all already done, but it's a real pain in the ass to get this thing to cut right. That's all I can say. Now that it's set up, and now that I know how it works, the next time I could probably cut that time down to an hour or so. If I was to change calibers, this is the cutting head. You can take that whole cutting head off and just leave it so it's already set for this particular cartridge, and then put a whole nother one on, which Craig's already got some set up for himself. Here's another one. You take this one right off and you put this new one back on there, and it's set up for a whole nother caliber. So he didn't have anything set up for this, so I had to start from scratch, figure out how to get the blades in here, figure out how to adjust the blades, figure out how to adjust the stop right here, which is this little button here, so when it goes in and hits the shoulder it stops. The whole 9 yards. It was it was fun to tinker with, but I don't know what to say. It just seems like they could make that a whole lot easier, but it is what it is. Somebody else made it. You know, a lot of work went into it, and I can understand the concept. It's pretty quick. So you got your case, and I've already turned all my cases, so I wish I could turn one for you, but I can show you basically how it works. You pop your case in the back here, and turn it on, and once you got everything set, you just hit the button and it goes ahead and does it all by itself. You don't have to touch the darn thing. And so it's just barely taken off a tiny bit because I already turned it. So evidently going on the second time, maybe it's taking up some of the high spots. That little flapper bar whaps the case back out of there, and there you go, a new turned case. And so I don't know, it is what it is. It works. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Just wanted to turn it off. There we go. So is it worth $2,500? Is it going to make my brass so much better? I don't know, but I'm going to run a test. I've already talked about turning the cases necked up to 7 on my 21st century cutter, and I'm also turning them at 6.5 and then necking them up, and then I'm also using this machine. So I'm going to have 3 different turn necks, and I'm going to compare them all to see if it makes a difference or not. I mean, turning the inside and the outside both, it sounds awesome, but in this particular cartridge, I'm finding that I'm only taking about 1/1000th off the neck. So trying to take 1/1000th off between the inside and the outside, it's not that much, and it's barely even cleaning it up. And I think the run out on this brass is, you know, I don't know, somewhere's around 1/2,000th maybe. Some of it it's 1/1000th. So trying to just turn 1/1000th off of there, it's just I'm not impressed. I guess if it was a tighter neck and you were taking more off, it would probably clean it up a whole lot better. But I don't see a whole lot of difference between the run out doing it this way and doing it over there, at least on this cartridge where I'm not hardly taking anything off. Now if there was a tighter neck to whereas it was taking 2/1000ths off instead of 1, then it would probably clean things up and make them a whole lot nicer. So that's my opinion on this thing. I'm not, jury's still out, I guess. It is neat. I mean, I can wipe out a bunch of cases really fast. I mean, yeah, probably 2-3 times as fast as doing them by hand over on my drill press over there. But whether or not it's gonna be better in the long run, I don't know. The jury's still out. I'll let you guys know how I go along. But I wanted to show you this and thank my friend Craig Matthews for letting me borrow it. And we'll see how it goes on in the future here. Thanks.